Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to the FCS Prep Podcast, where I am your host, Dr. Keith Fairclough, and we are back again. Yes, we are still talking about relationships. Yes, we are. And the reason why, like I explained in all my other videos, is that they're really, really important. They're really important. They are literally the foundation of our society. And we know that if the foundation of something is not good, then anything you build on top, no matter how much glitz and glam it has, it's eventually going to fall down when hard times come. And that's the thing, hard times always come. So before we get any further, for one, I'm glad you guys are still here, but before we get any further, remember to like, subscribe, don't comment yet because we haven't talked about anything yet. But comment as you're watching this video all the way through. Share it with someone who you think will benefit from the information that we're discussing in this video. All right. So the last couple of videos we had, one was about living together and the dangers of that, and the other one was about the dangers of having sex before marriage. So if you're still here with me, I appreciate it. You made it through. You know my heart. You listen to the whole thing and then just take a snippet and run with it. I'm always here for the people. So I got to give people the truth. I got to let them know exactly what the truth is, right? And sometimes it might hurt. Hopefully it didn't hurt anybody. But sometimes it hurts, but it's done in love and done with respect and also done in context as well. So anyways, so we're not talking about that today. You want to watch those podcasts, you can click on the link up here or the link up here. Tap on one of those two cards. You can go back and watch those two. But today, we are going to identify the 4 horsemen of the relationship apocalypse. I did not coin this. It sounds phenomenal, but I did not coin this. This was coined by Dr. John Gottman and his research team in the Love Lab, where they talked about the 4 things that are guaranteed to destroy your relationship. If these things exist within your relationship, he can, with 94% accuracy, determine whether or not you two will still be together. That is insane, right? That means he has, 6% of error? 6% of people possibly might make it. But 94% of people, if these things exist in your relationship, there's a 94% chance that your relationship is going to end. And so we got to talk about this. I got to put these things out here so you guys can safeguard your relationship. You can key in to the things that are most detrimental in your relationship. So without further ado, you already know what it is. Let's get into it. Let's do this. All right. The first thing, the first horseman is criticism. Yes, criticism. What exactly is criticism in a relationship? Criticism is a negative assessment of your significant other. Not the behavior, not the thing you want them to do, but it's a negative assessment of your significant other. Let me give you an example. So this is just a concern or a complaint. Hey, you said you're going to take the garbage out. It really smells in here. Can you please get up and take out the garbage like you said you were going to? That's a complaint. That's a concern, right? No personal attack took place against that significant other. Now, this is a criticism. You're so lazy. You never do what you say you're going to do. All you do is sit around all day, just sitting in your underwear, or you come home and throw your stuff down. I've been asking you to take this garbage out for the entire week, and the house stinks, and you just never do anything. You're just lazy. That is criticism. That is attacking somebody. That is tearing somebody down. And you could replace that with sarcasm. You can replace that with insults. You can replace that with demeaning comments. You can replace it with all those types of things. Things that are going to hurt your partner, tear them down. Maybe you grew up in a family where tearing people down was a way to get them to do something. Guilt tripping somebody was a way to get them to do something. Sarcasm existed in abundance, and you used it to bring and tear people down in an effort to get them to do what you want them to do. And so you might think, mission accomplished, or he gets something, takes the garbage out, she gets him, takes the garbage out. But I'm telling you right now, criticism is one of the best ways to destroy your relationship. It's one of the best ways to never have your needs met. It's one of the best ways to tear your partner apart and never have a problem resolved because you didn't focus on the issue. In my example, the issue was taking out the garbage. That was the issue. With the criticism, all you were doing was attacking the person, attacking their character. That is one of the 4 horsemen and one of the best ways to quickly destroy your relationship. The next one is contempt. Contempt is a strong dislike, or in some cases even hate for something. So now imagine being in a relationship where you have contempt for your significant other. Imagine that. Okay, let's paint the picture real quick. You've asked your significant other and taught them and talked to them about something over and over and over again. And it just doesn't seem like it's getting through. You tried different things, and you tried I statements, and you tried this, and you tried that, and you went to counseling, and all these things. And it seems like nothing's getting through. It seems like you're trying, and you're trying, and you're trying, but nothing's getting through. So what do you think is going to happen after a while? And this is especially important for the person who's not really listening, right? Who's not really keying in on stuff. The person's going to start disliking you. They're going to start hating you. They're going to start taking things personal. They're going to start being very reactive to even the smallest things. And they're going to start using language like always and never. And you'll be like, what are you talking about? Why are you being so we're making a big deal out of it? Never, ever. Listen, guys, never, ever, 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 ever tell anybody that they're overreacting, that they're making a big deal out of nothing, that you're being emotional. Don't do that. Do not do that. That's one of the best ways to destroy your relationship and demean the other person to the point where they're saying that your feelings and thoughts don't matter. But when you get to the point where there's contempt in your relationship, oh man, guess what? What happens with contempt? You know what comes along as well? Contempt has a good friend, criticism. Because I don't like you, I'm going to criticize you more. I'm literally going to look for things to criticize you on. You can never do good enough in my eyes because I'm programmed at this point to think that you are my enemy. And who loves their enemy? Nobody loves their enemy. And so you're always thinking that, they need something, they want something, or they're just trying to use me, or because why? Because the other person, for whatever reason, they didn't do what they were supposed to do. So that's contempt. That's hate. That will destroy your relationship. Now, let's move on to the third one. Defensiveness. Oh, man. A well-fortified base, castle, fortress. Defensiveness. It means that you are always on the defense, right? You're always trying to protect yourself, right? And defensiveness comes from, I'm going to let you all know this, it comes from a lack of trust. It comes from unprocessed hurt, whether it was from your significant other or from somebody else, but that defensiveness comes because you don't feel safe. And there could be a lot of different other reasons, but there can be a lot of reasons why this exists in your relationship. But long story short, there's got to be trust. There's probably not a lot of trust, and there's probably a lot of unprocessed hurt. But so you guard yourself. Every conversation, you think it's going to be an attack. Every question, you think it's going to be an attack. Every misunderstanding, you're going to view it as an attack instead of viewing it as, maybe I just have a concern, or maybe I really did mess up. What do? You protect yourself, protect yourself, protect yourself. Armor, 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 armor. Attack. You defend, attack. Defend, attack. You stop listening to understand, and you only listen to respond. You ever been in a conversation, an argument, where you're arguing with somebody and they start picking out some of the most ridiculous things to even just, it wasn't at 12:01. It happened at 11:59. See how you're always lying? See how it happened? It's like, who the crap cares? I'm telling you, I'm hurt, and you out here worried about 2 minutes? That's defensiveness. You're looking for any and every way to protect yourself. And what's going to end up happening with people who become defensive is you never, ever, for one, maybe you don't get hurt, right? You protect yourself from being hurt. You're always justified in everything you do. But I'm going to tell you right now, I want you to think about a fortress that's locked up. Yes, the enemy can't get in, but guess what else can't get in? Your allies can't get in. Your friends cannot get in. So in this case, talking about emotion, okay, maybe you won't be hurt again, but you also won't receive love. You also can't get that affection. You will not get those things. You can't because you're so locked up. So defensiveness, always trying to defend and protect yourself, it's one of the best ways to destroy your relationship. That is the third horseman. And you better believe that when people become defensive over time, guess who else jumps in too? Criticism, contempt. All these things jump in to attack and to hurt and to build that hate and that disgust and and this destroys. It's like tearing your relationship apart limb from limb. And then finally, the last horseman. The last horseman is stonewalling. Yes, stonewalling. And so this is incredible, right? This is an incredible one. Probably one of the most dangerous ones, if not the most dangerous one, to be honest. Because here's the thing with stonewalling. Stonewalling is when we use our God-given ability to show people that they cannot make us do anything we do not want to do. If we don't want to engage, if we don't want to talk, if we don't want to look, if we don't want to stay in the situation, we don't have to, and we won't. We will look at our phones. We will, give them a blank stare. We will, look at the TV. And so we just completely shut down. And there's two reasons usually that this happens. Either one, there's apathy. You're like, man, I really don't care. Like, I truly don't care. I'm not going to engage because you're blowing things up again. It could be that. It could also be sometimes, especially with guys, especially with men, us fellas, we become so overwhelmed with emotion. We just shut down. We literally just don't know what to do. Like, oh, she's crying in front of us. I'm trying to solve the problem. It's not working. I don't know what to do. I tried to touch her, but she let my hand away. Like, I don't know what to do. And we just shut down. Or something should come to, and we just shut down. Because it's just too much. I can't deal with the emotion. And fellas, there is a way for us to get to a point where we can deal with that and we won't stonewall anymore. But here's the thing. I'm going to tell you this right now. With the other three horsemen, as crazy as it sounds, other three horsemen are actually better than stonewalling. And I'm going to tell you why. You shouldn't have them at all, but they're better than stonewalling. For one, hope is something that's hard to kill. It's very, very, very hard to kill hope. The reason why I say that is because even though we are criticizing each other, or disliking each other, or being defensive, we are still communicating. So as bad as that communication is, there's still a chance that there might be some understanding, a chance that we might go back and reflect, possibly. With stonewalling kills hope altogether. It kills it because the other person who's speaking has no idea. Like, there's no way to verify whether or not anything is getting in, if anything is getting in at all. And so that person probably is going to stop trying after a while. And you might think, wow, things are going great now. And this is for the guys, especially for the guys. Do not fool yourself into thinking because we're not fighting, things are good. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if your woman has been coming at you, trying to talk, and you just keep shutting her down, and then she stops talking, then what's actually happening is she is giving up. And she's now starting to decouple from you. She's now either trying to connect with somebody else or just distance herself enough from you and just do her own thing somewhere else. And then you want to act surprised when, she filed for divorce? What happened? Everything was so good. You have to be outside your mind. How do you demean someone, shut them out, stop talking to them, don't give them any space, don't give them a space to share. It's never safe to share their thoughts or feelings. And then think everything's okay. It's not okay. So stonewalling that's why, in my opinion, it's the deadliest horseman. Because there's no way that the other person can be like, oh, well, they care, or something seeped in. And granted, I'm not saying that, oh, yeah, well, since I, don't do that, maybe the other ones exist, so I don't do that, so everything's... No. Guys, we need to make sure we are eliminating these horsemen from our relationship. Men and women. I said guys, but I meant like everybody in general. If you find yourself criticizing, if you find yourself with contempt, with dislike and hate for your significant other, if you find yourself always being defensive, if you find yourself stonewalling, I really want you to take a stop and look at yourself and say, why am I in this position? What is going on? And I want you guys to get help. I want you all to get help. Now, of course, I'm not going to leave you guys without help. All right. But it won't be in this episode. It's gone on long enough. These are the relationship killers, guys. Please identify them. If you find them in your relationship, if you find them in your conversations, if you like, oh yeah, that's my husband, that's my wife, that's my boyfriend, that's my girlfriend. If you find these things showing up, then you need to recognize, like, oh my gosh, I gotta stop. I gotta stop criticizing him. I gotta stop having this contempt for her, right? I gotta stop being so defensive. Why am I so defensive? Why am I so scared to be hurt? Why can't I trust this person? In the stonewalling, listen, if you have that level of apathy in your relationship where you don't even want, you're choosing not to open up to that person, you're choosing not to address their concerns, then you seriously need help. Like, if you look at yourself and like, dang, I really don't care about anything she says, I promise you guys, you are on the brink of ending your relationship. You are on the brink of ending your marriage. If you will find yourself in that place, please seek out some help. If you're on the other side and you just become super overwhelmed, you're in a better position than someone who's apathetic, because you just got to learn the skills and how to deal with that emotional overwhelm so that you know what to do when she brings her concerns to you. And I promise, guys, it's not scary. It's not as scary as we make it out to be. And it's not as complicated as a lot of times we make it out to be. So, guys, I'm going to leave us here. Relationship killers. The next one's going to be called relationship healers, all right? Or I probably should call it relationship savers. I'm going to toy around with the words, all right? I think I like savers, though, better. So in any case, guys, I love you all. If you need any help, please reach out. You got all my links, everything. You got all the videos. There's so many resources. I don't know if you guys have been perusing my channel, but now we have relaxation music and study music and meditation music and guided meditation. And we're soon going to be having affirmations up there. We're blowing up. We're going bananas. So listen, I love you all. You all take care. Have a great, awesome, and blessed day. I'll see you all soon. And again, if you have any questions, just reach out.